Dave Morris alongside Dave Cathey, the food dude with the Oklahoman. Spoke with you a week or two ago about, hey, a lot of our friends in the restaurant and the food industry really taking a hit as this coronavirus hits Oklahoma City and the metro area. Provide us an update. What are you hearing from our friends?
Wow, there's a lot of trying to make it up as you go along. A lot of places opened up. We're doing carry-out service, curbside service, delivery. Still a lot of that going on, but like this week, Pizzeria Gusto, Backdoor Barbecue, they quit doing the curbside. They basically ran through their inventory and then shut it down. Now, places that have drive-thrus already built in, they're doing just fine. They're thriving. I say just fine.
It's within context.
Yeah, within the context.
It's a relative term.
Yeah, relative to the business that's available out there. Obviously, most people, the majority of people are at home where they should be, as we need everyone to be as much as possible. But overall, they're doing okay. Meantime, you're seeing the people with full-time restaurants. The stimulus package is really going to help. That's going to alleviate a lot of anxiety. So now it's sort of like, all right, now that we know we're going to have a future, because that was the big question, how can we operate in this short term? And so I think in the next couple of weeks, you're going to start seeing some mobilization, some different type stuff, some stuff that maybe we're not used to seeing out of our restaurants. Maybe selling a few groceries here and there or something like that. Maybe setting up temporary things to support people within the industry.
You start to see some innovation bubble up.
You do.
Okay, the old way is just not going to happen right now or for a little bit. What else could we do? And those are some of the stories you're looking at.
Yeah, it's interesting because the restaurant business, we understand this from our media, in the media world, where we don't have a lot of time for innovation because we're always in the minute,
for sure,
in the moment, and the restaurants are kind of in the same boat. So their changes come very slowly. The evolution is very slowly. Well, this is, as terrible as it is, it's also created a small window to try to innovate. And so, yeah, you're going to see, like, the idea of sending people out to deliver that are wait staff. I mean, who knows? That could be something down the road.
This is something you've had your finger on the pulse of for a year or two.
Yeah.
Of the whole delivery thing.
Yeah.
Perhaps that wasn't the initial model that it was going to be. Right. There was something there.
Exactly. Delivery, we're a convenience-driven society. And the minute delivery started doing well, it was obvious. I mean, right now, you have people that pay more to have food delivered, and the food, knowing that the food, when it is delivered, will be in a lesser state than had they gone to get it. In other words, a devalued product that you pay more for. So that is a huge indicator of what people's, proclivities are going forward.
Convenience.
Yeah, they want that convenience. And so it's always been in the back of restaurateurs' mind that they need to adjust, but it's just not a situation that they can handle easily because they've got to feed the beast. So this is actually making that opportunity available to you.
Has the beast been slowly changing right before our eyes? I was reading a book called Burn the Ice that came out last year, talking about how the craft beer and the restaurant scene may have kind of hit a peak in saturation. So you combine that with this game.
Yes.
It's just the double-edged sword. It really is.
It's nuts. It's sort of like our overall Oklahoma economy. We had this thing looming on us, and then all of a sudden we have oil prices going down, and then this happens, and so it's like that double. So the restaurant industry is in a similar situation. We already were in a position where restaurants had not stopped closing from the beginning of the year. Usually every year at the beginning of the year you have some closings that last a couple of weeks, maybe through the end of January, but by Valentine's Day everybody's kind of back up and running. But this year it blew right through Valentine's Day, and all the way through the end of February there were still restaurants closing. And now you throw this on top of it. So this is just going to speed up the demise of some places that were already out of date or weren't working or something operationally was wrong. And so coming back, it is only going to be the very fit and the very lean that are going to be able to really thrive. Let's face it, we're going to be facing sort of a new economy going forward. And so when this is all said and done, the way restaurants operate going forward may be completely changed by this disruption.
You got to think business in general is going to change because so many are going to realize, hey, we didn't really need an office, big fancy building anyway.
That's right. I've talked about it a lot with business travel right now. I think business travel is going to see a big dip after this. More people are having to do video conferencing. They always could, but you had you get the miles if you make the trip, and face-to-face is always better. But now,
to your point though, of the delivery of food, it's not the same quality.
It's not.
Conference video.
It's not
quite the same.
It's not. You're always compromising. when you do these things. And so the question becomes, what are you willing to compromise? And so in the food industry right now, what the guest has shown, what the consumer has shown, they will compromise on the quality of what they receive. So with that in mind, the restaurant has to look at it and say, well, we don't want to compromise on our quality, so we need to adjust to be able to deliver items that will arrive in a quality state. And so I think what you'll ultimately see is you'll see businesses like 3M start to innovate what a to-go box looks like, what a to-go package looks like.
Suddenly things you couldn't ship, maybe you could.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, I mean, is there anything more popular in America for dining out than hamburgers? No. But they're the worst thing to have delivered. Burger and fries is the worst thing to have delivered.
Who wants soggy fries? No one.
No one. Ever. And then, yeah, can you imagine having a Nick's burger driven across town? I mean, it would eat through the box eventually, you know? I mean, there's just no way.
And the box would be happy.
It'd be thrilled. You would eat the box happily, of course. But could be tough. But no, that's what you're looking at. And so, yeah, right now, it's already been going on. Now, everything's disrupted by this pandemic. But there was already plans in place. This is only going to speed on.
You hear the birds chirping, you hear the cars circling here at the parking lot of Super Cal Wind. Dave has gone in. They've got a few innovative things here as far as the social distancing marked on the floor as you go to check out, but also the plexiglass keeping the people who are working here safe and the people who are consuming safe. It's just part of the innovation.
That's right. It's really important. You know, these guys, the Long family, they've always been kind of ahead on the innovations. They're a single independent grocer. There's some advantages to that. They don't have a system of stores that they have to pay attention to. So with this store, they can really go the extra mile to make sure that they have safety. And so they like I said, they've done things like this before. It's no surprise that they're sort of leading the way going forward on this. And then, of course, they've got great ice cream, too, so I've got some of that, too.
What was that? It was like a boba tea, ice
mochi.
cream, mochi.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into that. Yeah.
Caramel goodness.
Yeah, you're going to have to check that out on the video we just shot. But, yeah, that was so good. Mochi, yeah. Bob was telling us that, you know, while rice, you know, is really hard to keep on shelves here, and hand sanitizer and all the things you would suspect, but these mochi bars, frozen mochi bars, he said they've had to like set a limit on how many they can sell.
So good. All right, that'll do it. Be sure to follow this gentleman. He writes all sorts of food, restaurant stuff for the Oklahoman. You can also follow him at oklahoman.com and social. Thanks, Dave.
Stay safe.